Okay, it's been a long time since I did a podcast on Ron Ruminates. So today's the day that we are breaking the cycle. If you have been following me, trying to be consistent or at least to show up on things, today, you know, podcasts talk about so many things and most of them useless. So I'm just going to do something useful. I'm going to learn something new and I'm going to share it with you. So recently, for research, I was reading a book called Age of Migration. And today we're going to talk about push and pull theory from that book. It's a fascinating theory. I don't know if it's still accepted by critics, but I think they're okay with this. So we don't know. We'll just have to go ahead with that, I suppose. So, yes. So the first thing that we need to know is why do people move? That's a fascinating question, isn't it? Why do people move? In India, it's usually for the money, for the job, and things. So that's the most logical thing. But according to push-pull theory, there are certain factors that make this happen. First, before getting into the details, let's talk about who's inspired and who started this theory. It was a person called E.G. Ravenstein, Laws of Migration, and he told listen, migration happens due to push factors, that is, problems at home. You have a lot of issues, you don't know what to do, emotional, war zone. You just want to run away to a new place. That is a very strong push factor. Whereas pull factor is probably before 2 decades, US was a very attractive place. You could go have a great life. Money was flowing, so you will tend to make such a decision. That was the pull factors, opportunities elsewhere. So either it's going to be the push factors or pull factors that will make migration. So one side pushes you away, the other side pulls you in. So he came up with this idea and he said, look, I probably think this is the reason why people migrate from one place to another, but not sure, right? Because there are very other factors, and modern day critics do not accept this. Even the authors of Age of Migration do not. So next, let's just talk about the push factors alone. Why do people leave? There are many problems that lead to leaving a place, right? One of them is very negative conditions. Examples would be low wages or unemployment. Just think about our own country, because when we bring it into the local framework, we understand theories better. Just think about India. Like, we have so many North Indians in Tirupur and these belts of places. This is primarily because of low wages or unemployment that they moved from that place. It's not that Bihar is bad, it's just because the conditions of getting employment and stuff not be so good as here. So that's one of the ways they are pushed from that place to here. And next, poor living standards. That's that's also a reason, right? And population pressure. You have too many people, so you will not get a lot of opportunities. This is one of the reasons people move to the US, I guess, because less people and you're an okay engineer, you might get in there. Or you might be a very good one and moving there would just change your life. But when you're stuck here, you might not be having a great life because no matter how good you are, you're not going to go above a certain level. That might be issue. And then political instability or repression is also a key example because you see, Yeah, here we have the refugees coming in because of political instability. They are pushed. They have no other go. They cannot do anything else. They have to move out of the place. So that's one of the factors, the push factors, which we talked about. Sometimes people don't leave because they want to, but because they have to. That's a life. Next, let's talk about pull factors. Why people move. These are all the push factors. We know that, but pull factors. First of all, better job opportunities. Without a doubt, a lot of job opportunities. So you go. Higher wages, you'll go. And some things we don't talk about is political freedom. I've seen a lot of writers moving to the British Isles or probably Britain or Europe because of freedom. You cannot stay probably in the Middle East and write political stuff and not expect to get a fatwa. So you have to move from the place, right? Because there's no political freedom as such, so they have to move from this place to another. This is definitely a pull factor where they can be free and they can express their thoughts. They will definitely move to the other side of the world, even if that's possible. Then, of course, access to land or education. You're in a regime where nothing is like done. People just, you know, uh, blame everything on you, and no education is given to children or women or girls in general. These are all pull factors. Like you can go to a place where girls are safe, there is no tyrannic regime, and so you can move from that place. So these are all the pull factors. These destinations act like promises of a better life. Next is that migration as a rational choice. The immigration market idea itself comes from this. So they will look at the cost benefit calculation. So the key idea is that look, what am I missing? What am I getting? If my getting is bigger than the missing, I'm going to move. So people choose destination that maximizes income and improves quality of life. Pretty simple. We can use the student things, that is country A, high salary but expensive, country B, moderate salary but low cost. So chooses what gives maximum overall benefit. Even if a student is moving from here to the other place, they will do this. So migration becomes a calculated decision, almost like choosing, you know, uh, an investment. Next is the goal. People want to be rich. They want to be free. They move from the poor to the rich, from the dense to the less populated. This is how it works. So if somebody is getting lower pay, labor shortage, so wages rise and they have to move. In theory, migration balances the world like water finding its level, right? So it's very important. Of course, this theory has its own problems, criticisms as well. One of them is like, okay, you want to move, but what if you're so poor that you can't get a visa, you can't even get a flight ticket, right? You can't move like that, and you don't have the essential skills to get a job abroad. So, in fact, the poorest cannot migrate, even though they want to do it, they cannot. So, migration requires money, skills, and connections, which they might not have. And so, the poorest cannot afford this. Whatever the push factor might be, money also plays a major role. So migration not just about need, it's about ability as well. And why these countries and not others is a big question as well. Because when you think about it, people tend to move to only certain countries and not to other countries. For example, even in the book, Algerians move to France, not Germany. And Turks prefer Germany to other places. You don't know, probably because people already are there, so it's easy for them to contact and move from this place to another. So economics alone cannot explain human choices. And other key criticism is that states control borders and policies, and other ways people move is that families and communities influence decisions. So they cannot simply go away. So migrants choose a country where relatives already live. This is an important aspect as well. And government recruit workers or restrict entry. That's also that, because if a government does not allow people to come in, then nobody can go. Even the pull factor is so great, nobody can go without them recruiting. So migration not just individual, it's social and political. So in short, if you want to really understand this, it's just the push-pull theory. It's a very simple and powerful starting point, but real migration is very, very complex. It has all the other aspects. It has aspects of economics, politics, and human relationships. So migration is not just about movement. It's a story of survival, hope, opportunity, all of those things. So to understand migration, we need more than equations. We need stories, human stories. Some fiction comes into play. Now, from this, you can clearly understand push-pull theory and you can apply it. Even if you want to write something on a novel which deals with migration, this is a great theory to write about. What are the push factors? What are the pull factors? All those things. So I hope you like the short podcast. Like, subscribe, and follow us on all the platforms we have. Thank you.